Urban Legend is a 1998 film released right in kind of the midst of this, I guess, kind of brief era in Hollywood where all the horror movies were trying to replicate the success of Scream, at least in terms of its like stunt casting, right? Where you have the trendy teen stars in main roles, and like one of them is a killer, and that kind of stuff. And you can almost kind of sense how the pitch meeting must have went for this movie. Like, okay, well, Scream, has Nev Campbell, and it's about people obsessed with horror movies and killing based on horror movies. And I Know What You Did Last Summer, Jennifer Love Hewitt. It's based around that urban legend of the guy with the hook. So why don't we? Oh, how about that? Someone obsessed with urban legends is killing. So, I mean, that pretty much seems like it. So, basically, the killer of this movie is killing people based on urban legends, like things that a lot of people have heard before. The killer in the back seat the whole time, the couple out in their car, the guy hears a noise, he doesn't come back, and she hears a scratching on the roof of the car, and it's his feet, he's hanging, right? So that kind of stuff, and more kind of local urban legends as well, like this legend surrounding the campus of this film, and how there was a terrible murder that took place, and stuff like that. So basically a bunch of college kids getting killed based off urban legends. And it's the thing is, it doesn't really get to the heart of urban legends, and like in the same sense that something like Scream does, where it like really kind of gets to uh, the the makings of horror films, their cliches and their rules and things like that, and also horror fans, and what can maybe drive an obsessed horror fan to go on a killing spree, things like that. Here, it's not really anything particularly insightful about urban legends, though there is a good scene with a college lecture about urban legends, which that was the closest it probably got to it, in talking about urban legends and how they kind of originate and things like that. But one thing I got to give the movie credit for, at least in terms of it trying to replicate the Scream formula, trying to replicate kind of the general concept of it, in that there's a killer, and who among these people is the killer. And I think it does assemble a good cast, and I give it credit to that. So I mean, we have Jared Leto, who I think at the time he was just known for One Tree Hill, I believe. I don't even think Requiem for a Dream had come out yet, so this was definitely right at the beginning of his stardom. And Rebecca Gayheart, which interestingly she does have a connection to Scream, and she's in Scream 2. She's one of the sorority girls in Scream 2. So like maybe, like, I don't know, it's like a secret hidden plot, or like a headcanon where that character, warped by all the killings on the campus of Scream 2, had to move or something like that, went to this campus, and then boom, here we go again. But anyway, also Joshua Jackson in the movie, and right during Dawson's Creek. And yes, they had the fucking nerve in this movie to make a Dawson's Creek joke, and not a subtle one at all. Where he's getting in the car with the girl, and the radio starts playing the song from Dawson's Creek. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. Whatever. But they did that. They went there. They made that joke, which, man, they had some balls to do that. It's a real obvious joke. But I wonder, like, someone watching today, if they'd even get that. Like, just a teenager watching this on Netflix or something won't get that joke. But anyway, there's also Tara Reid, and this was right at her success. This was like probably right before American Pie came out, so she was a pretty big get for the movie, and she plays a good character. The college radio host who gives advice and things like that. She's pretty good. But the movie, it actually, in terms of the cast, it one ups this kind of stunt casting formula a little bit more, in that it does have those, trendy stars, but they also include some veteran stars from horror franchises, which I think is kind of a nice touch. Just having them in smaller roles, in like basically cameo appearances, but it's a nice touch. So like at the beginning of the movie, we have the whole opening about the urban legend of the killer in the car the whole time, and the girl stopping at the gas station, and the attendant, the stuttering attendant, is creeping her out, but really there's a killer in her backseat the whole time. The clerk at the gas station, played by Brad Dourif, of course, the voice of Chucky from the Child's Play movies. He's a cameo there. Robert Englund from Nightmare on Elm Street, of course. Freddy Krueger. He's the college professor. He has pretty much the best scene in the movie, I think, where they have the college lecture about urban legends and things like that. So he has a good scene in the movie. And there's also Danielle Harris, who's from the Halloween franchise, of course. Jamie, obviously grown up here, playing the sexy goth girl. So there you go. Well worth watching for that. But that's the thing. It does actually. Just the cast alone, it does make it worth watching. It really does. So, the movie. I mean, what can I say? It's not a particularly well written movie in like terms of what it's trying to go up against, like Scream, right? Like it's nowhere near the level of Scream quality. It's just a trashy dead teenager movie. At the end of it all, you kind of expect them to die one by one. One of them turn out to be the killer. Some stupid twists here and there. I mean, nothing like the main girl. Gosh, I can't even think of the actress's name. The redheaded girl in the movie. The main actress. Like she there's nothing really much special about that character, except like they kind of like have this whole backstory about this accident that she was in. They give little hints about it, like here and there. Then, like right near the end, like she lets the whole history out, and it's like almost too late, and we don't care. And then it's like involved with this whole twist with the killer, and you just don't care. So it's a silly plot about stupid teenagers getting killed, and in that respect, it's fine. It's entertaining. In like the weirdly specific sort of genre of Scream knockoffs, I think this is a satisfying movie. So if you like movies that are kind of like Scream, then I'd say give this one a chance. It's nowhere near as good, but it's all right. So I mean, I guess at the time that's the most they could hope for when very quickly releasing these movies out into the world, trying to replicate Scream's success. That you just hope for a review from a critic saying if you like Scream, you'll love Urban Legend, or some stuff like that. So obviously the comparison is what draws in an audience, but for the brand that it is, it's not bad. So I enjoyed it. Give it a watch if you're into that kind of thing, and thank you for watching my review of Urban Legend. I never saw the sequel, by the way. Who cares? Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, I'll see you later, and stay scared.